What is up, everybody? It's your boy Nakari here, and today we're gonna have a different type of video. This video is pretty different because I don't really post a lot of Soul Eater content. In fact, this is probably the second video I've done that is revolving around Soul Eater. But anyway, we're gonna get right into it. What makes Soul Eater a perfect anime? Well, how do I put this? Let's start with the characters, for example. For example, the characters in Soul Eater, well, for the most part anyway, they're pretty much more than just two-dimensional characters that from point A to point B. Like Krona, at first he seems like a very normal lackey to a witch, and seems like he's on his way to becoming a Kishin, which was true for the most part of season one. And then like moving onwards, he kind of just became like a character who you can really actually see and actually understand why he does and why he did what he did in the series. And most of his choices is, well, his fear. He's afraid of a lot of things, and as he will put it himself, he doesn't know how to deal with a lot of things that he's afraid of. And I think watching Krona grow from this insecure boy who couldn't even control his own weapon to a very strong independent character on his own right, I find it very, well, very warming, very heartwarming. I enjoyed it for the most part, and I felt like his character really was pretty much what I wanted it to be and what most people wanted it to be. There was pretty much no complaints on my end. Um, Another character is a little bit different, and it's Professor Stein. From the beginning, you pretty much get what you get from the guy. He's not exactly all up there. There's a mystery to him. He's very nonchalant for the most part, but had the secret admiration for, well, order. And it's just like him being unchecked isn't really, a good thing for general society. But the thing that I find the most fascinating about the series is its choice in music, the choreography, basically. The fight choreography is very unique in almost every fight scene you see. It's always different. That being the fight with Medusa and Professor Stein, both their fights were pretty unique. And I felt like Medusa really was a very threatening and imposing force when it came to witches and what there should be perceived as in this world. But I also feel like the witch Angela is also another case of the DWMAs being blind to just, oh, witches are all bad. But as you can see with Angela and Mifune, that witches aren't exactly all bad. There are some who are good, and there are some who are, most which are bad. But it depends on like nature versus nurture, basically, to put it in a short term. And I feel like the show really had its highest moments when it came to character development and characters in general. Yes, Medusa was always slimy and sly and pretty much an unforgiving character for the most part. To be honest, I actually found the character quite enjoyable. I like the fact that she wasn't just a witch, she was actually a scientist. And so she done a lot of experimentation on not only just her son in Black Blood, but the research into Kishins and what makes a Kishin, etc. She was all around a very, very, very threatening and powerful character. And up until her end, I felt like her end was more or less justified. And I felt like the way she went out was kind of good. I mean, spoiler alerts, yes, Genie Hunter is a little bit overpowered, and they pretty much use that as a plot point. But I feel like where the show lacks is very, very small. And it's like this is like the only error, well, only few errors that I feel like is messed up in the show, is where like consistency. And I say consistency like, so everybody had their heart set on having Maka defeat the Kishin Ashura with her Genie Hunter. And well, when behold, Lord Death whips out his Kishin Hunter, which by the way should in theory annihilate the Kishin and everything that is revolving around him, but it didn't. Don't know why. I guess it was just a way for Maka to have her moment, which I stated before in the past. But besides that, the characters are awesome, and the redesigns they get in season 2, I actually enjoyed it more than season 1's designs, because like for the most part their outfits are pretty much the same, besides Soul wearing a black jacket, which I pretty much find really cool, and the fact that he's wearing this weird hairpin thing to get the hair out of his face. Like I said, I really did like the redesigns that they had with some characters, if they even had any. And I find that very interesting, because it's not like the same old design all the time. At least they tried to make it different. And Black Star's character is pretty much straightforward. Yes, he's a bumbling idiot at times, but for the most part, he's a powerful character with a really, really interesting story arc. He's very understanding for the most part about serious situations, and he knows when to get down to business and when to joke around. And I found that very awesome, you know. And yes, this video is it's a little bit more on just the boring side, but it's basically just explaining what most people already know about the series. The series is amazing. Art style is very unique to Soul Eater, is very unique to that style. And I am enjoying Fire Force. I've been watching that recently, by the way. But yeah, this video is pretty much almost to an end, but I'm just going to keep talking about what I like about the series. Also, the comedy in the series is pretty damn hilarious. FYI, please, please give respects to Lord Death, because this guy is freaking everything. He is a godsend. I'm sorry. Everything about Lord Death just brightens my day, whether I'm high as balls watching the show or not. This show is amazing, and I love everything about the show. Spirit's relationship with Maka is pretty hilarious for the most part. You know, when I was younger watching this series, I always thought that Maka was a little bit hard on him, and I thought Spirit was a little bit too abrasive. But to be honest, now that I'm older, I can actually enjoy the humor for what it is and what it was trying to do and what it is doing and how it reaches me. Like, most of the slapstick humor actually hits home for me. It's pretty funny, not just from comedic for comedic's sake. It's pretty funny and makes sense with the characters that are involved in the comedy. And I enjoyed the little knit group of characters, and I loved how it slowly expanded during the seasons leading up to the finale of the show. And the way it ended, yes, is very controversial. I, for one, I don't really particularly like the way it ended. They could have handled that better. And yes, the manga is very different from the anime on endings from beginning, middle to end, etc., etc. We already know this. But I do enjoy both very differently for very different reasons. And yes, it's not... Soul Eater is not overtly serious, but it's not overtly comedic. It's for comedic's sake, like I stated before. It just knows how to hit its mark and how to hit each fan in a different way. Like, I just enjoyed the series very much, and I'm enjoying it now because, like, I've been rewatching it recently, and like I said, every time I watch it, everything hits home for me. From the fight scenes, from the character development, I could literally watch a whole Excalibur episode and still be intrigued on watching it because the show's just that good. But anyway, this video is coming to an end now, so like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see y'all to the next video. Don't forget to share, by the way. I can't stress that enough. Anyway, guys, have a great day, and hope these online classes are hard.